All right, we're just chilling here. What's going on, everybody? C4 here, webcam. Hopefully it's working well. This is probably going to be the last Eagles-related video that pops up on the C4 channel. I'm working very hard, even though every roadblock that has humanly has come up in launching my second channel. That's going to be football-oriented, mostly Eagles stuff, but that's where like the mock drafts, player draft rankings, all that stuff will be coming up on there. Maybe some fantasy content. It's going to be called Gridiron, and the G is like the C4 logo kind of twisted. It looks dope. Hopefully, I've been trying to rush it. I want to do it right. I've been in YouTube long enough to know how you properly do a second channel, and I don't want to rush it. And it just came to a point where, like, I was always like, "Oh, new Eagles game's coming up. Can we get it out before the new Eagles game? Can we get it out before the new Eagles game? No, great." And then something else came up. Now that thanks to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Eagles season is over. So 100% the channel will be launching now that I got nothing but free time until free agency window starts in the draft. That second channel will be popping up. You'll see it. But I felt like it was worth talking about this Eagles loss. I was able to just chill, hung with the kids. I was very upset. Obviously, that was just a demoralizing, depressing performance from the Philadelphia Eagles offense in particular, and the quarterback, Jalen Hurts. But I just tried to eat some supper, chilled. I think the second half just started, the Niners-Cowboys game, so actually I'm going to go kind of quickly get through this one, and I'm going to go watch that. But at least I was able to kind of collect my thoughts here a little bit. And let's kind of we'll go through the grades very quickly, and then I'll just talk about more so my thoughts on the Eagles. Right now, Dallas is still losing, which is great. That'll kind of save the weekend, right? Dallas loses, one and done. You know, they'll take the embarrassment off of what we just saw a little bit anyways. But look at this game. Philly lost 31-15. Their 15 points came in the fourth quarter in garbage time. We were absolutely dominated, overmatched, and it came down to, really, it's Jalen Hurts. As much as Eagles Twitter wants to baby Jalen Hurts. I made a pretty good tweet saying, like, I'm a parent of two, and like I think honestly I need to open my DMs up to Eagles Twitter and maybe try to become a better parent the way that Eagles Twitter babies Jalen Hurts. This whole game came down to Todd Bowles, who's an exceptional defensive coordinator, probably should get another head coaching opportunity. I thought he was underrated with the Jets, even though the Jets were also probably ready to move on from him at that time. But Todd Bowles pretty much said, the Eagles got a record-breaking rushing offense. Okay, cool. They're going to have to throw it to beat us. A coach, everyone's going to throw Jalen Hurts Pro Bowl alternate or something like that. A coach just said, we're going to make their Pro Bowl alternate quarterback have to play like a quarterback to beat us. And what happened? Failure. Jalen Hurts gets an F. 24 of 43. So he had to play and throw and win this game with his arm. 258 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. 2 probably drop picks that I can recall off the top of my head. How many missed throws, off-rhythm throws. First quarter had a wide open, about to be wide open. Quez Watkins, Hurts bails from the pocket just because that's what he does. It's an F. This was maybe the word, you know what? It wasn't as bad as that Giants loss, but the Giants loss was preview of what's going to happen when we go up against good teams with the Giants defense. I don't want to give them credit, say they're a good defense. But they knew what they were doing, is that if you want to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, make their quarterback play quarterback. And that is, that's what I'm going to say right now as we go through the grades. And that's what I'm going to say probably on the video. That is an issue for the Eagles team going forward. And there's been zero development for Jalen Hurts in that department. Like, say what you want. You type in Jalen Hurts Eagles team or anything like that. Probably the first fan video that comes up is my reaction to Jalen Hurts getting drafted by the Eagles, where I chuck shit around. I've never been on the Jalen Hurts bandwagon at all. I've also tried to not be anti-Hurts, depending on how you perceive some of my tweets during the game, like frustrating tweets and just roasting bad Jalen Hurts play. It was always important to me not to be anti-Jalen Hurts, because I feel like if you're anti your team starting quarterback, you're kind of anti your team, and that's just a sense of they made the playoffs. I don't want to, even though I don't think Jalen Hurts in any way, shape, or form is our future franchise quarterback. I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to be the guy that brings us to another Super Bowl. I don't want to be anti-Jalen Hurts, because if you're anti-Jalen Hurts, you're just, it's not a fun way to enjoy your Sundays. You know what I'm saying? It's not a fun way to support something that's incredibly important to me, which is watching Eagles football. But also, I've not thought for even 1 second since we've drafted him that he's the guy. It's if you watched him at college, you saw his limitations at college, the lack of arm talent, lack of throw velocity. He fumbled it a little bit more in college, but, pocket, lack of awareness in the pocket, can't really, a little bit slow of a reader. All those things are still here in the NFL. And I don't know if that's a failure on this Eagles coaching staff of not developing or not taking Jalen Hurts to the next level, or are we at the ceiling of Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts is a guy that ultimately is like Gardner Minshew territory, apparently, where it's just like Hurts is a guy that sound like Chris Collier. Now here's a guy that can come off the bench and make a couple plays, make people look stupid in open field because he's a good athlete. He's just not a franchise quarterback. He's not a needle mover that takes a solid to good team and can make them into a great team. So for grades, just to get through that, talking about this game against the Bucs, F for Jalen Hurts. He did have 39 yards rushing. We had the 34-yard rushing touchdown for Boston Scott. This might be the last time we see Boston Scott in Eagles uniform, which sucks. I would say, yeah, between Sanders and Gainwell, you got Jordan Howard, Boston Scott. Probably not going to see. That's probably not going to be our 4 next year. It sucks though. I would 100% have that. If all those guys signed on board, probably not so much Miles Sanders to be like in this committee. I would keep a Boston Scott, Bosco, Sanders, Gainwell, and Jordan Howard running back committee. I don't know. Maybe that's not super popular, but I mean, I love Boston Scott. Boston Scott. I'm glad that if this was his final play, he got a nice touchdown. I don't know. Rushing attack. They took it away. Todd Bowles, Vita Vea is a beast. Front 7. You see Levante David, who's like S tier. You see Devin White, who's A tier. Had some big plays from the safeties. Like, it makes you think, like, hey, maybe drafting Nakobe D in the first round isn't the worst thing the Philadelphia Eagles can do. Like, finally put respect at that linebacker position and understand that most elite defenses have elite linebacker play. And we have, between Alex Singleton and TJ Edwards, those are guys that are definitely rosterable. Those are guys that definitely can see the field, but they can't be, like, your 2 guys. They can't be the pinnacle of your linebacking room. So, credit to them. They stopped the rushing attack. Dallas Goedert, 6 catches, 92 yards. Like, that's a positive. He did have a pretty bad drop in the first half, but it is nice going into this offseason knowing that we have a solidified top 5 tight end in the NFL right now in Dallas Goedert. Devontae Smith, 4 catches, 60 yards, and a ridiculous catch on the 2-point conversion, which was not a good throw from Jalen Hurts. Again, to comment on this part, like, why is Jalen Reagor, okay, punt, fumble, I'm not going to roast Jalen Reagor anymore. If you want to see that, you'll find it on Twitter. Reagor's not good enough. We know he's not good enough. No, it's a bad pick. Josh Jefferson, all this stuff. But why is he constantly targeted? Like, Jalen Reagor, I think, had 2 targets before Devontae Smith even had 1. Like, is that something else that's going to, and this offense was a failure. Like, that doesn't just solely fall on Jalen Hurts. Like, it wasn't good. It's by Sirianni and Steichen and all those guys. But, like, are these option throws by Jalen Hurts? Like, are these throws that, like, Jalen Hurts can find the open guy, find the guy he's most comfortable with, and he's continuing to throw and target Jalen Reagor over Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith? Is that a case? Because that's just another problem that's really bad for Jalen Hurts. Because it's not the first game we've seen that, where it's like, why are we getting this ball to Jalen Reagor all the time? Find somebody else. Because Devontae Smith is a stud. Devontae Smith needs way more than 4 for 60, especially with how off coverage the Bucs were playing in this game. Quez looks, Quez toasted Jamel Dean on a deep ball and fucking Jalen Hurts overthrew him. Jamel Dean is like 4.2 speed. He was like one of the fastest players at the combine when he was coming out of Auburn. Quez roasted him. Like, there was a great player there in Quez Watkins. He's much more than a Madden meme on this channel. Yeah, he just don't have a quarterback that can maximize his talents as well. So it's, I don't think the receivers had a bad game, to be honest with you. I'd give them like a C. Special teams weren't great. Fumble from Reagor. The punter was just, he's been sucking since December. Got cold. I don't know. Doesn't it get cold in Australia? Someone asked Crow. He's not been good then. Flip to the defense. I thought the defense did it, they could hold their heads up high. They literally got gassed because the offense couldn't sustain a drive. 16 tackles and a sack for Singleton. Sack and a half from Kerrigan, who was just bodying a banged up, destroyed Tristan Wirfs and his backup. It was weird that Darius Slay didn't really follow Mike Evans. I thought that would have been something the Eagles would want to, try to do there a little bit. But I'll give the defense like a C+. Anytime you give up 30-plus points, it's not going to be a good look. You're not going to get a high grade. But I think the defense, they fought. They fought for sure this game. So kudos to them. Plus, they were down Josh Sweat. But as it closes, one of those things, like, you look at this, like, from the final talking point from this game, like, the Bucs with all their injuries, that's like something like that pisses me off a little bit. When Bucs is like, yeah, well, we beat you with all these injuries. Like, you're a super team. The Bucs with all these injuries, like that Bucs roster, that 53 that saw the field today, like that's a team that's more comparable to the Eagles, right? Like, that kind of leveled the playing field a little bit. Sorry you didn't have your super team. Now you had a team that most teams have. And, well, luckily you had Brady. It was Brady versus Hurts. And I think you're almost always going to take Tom Brady in that situation. But you're moving on. Good luck. Hopefully you're not playing the Cowboys and Dallas loses. But I guess in closing thoughts, the offseason for the Philadelphia, where the Eagles go from here, 3 first-round picks. Are we going to keep those 3 first-round picks? I don't know. Are they going to get a quarterback with one of those picks? I don't know. Like, I wish I had an answer. Maybe as the workout stuff come through. Like, the only quarterback I think of this draft class that I would genuinely be like, yeah, give me him over Hurts next year, would be probably Matt Corral. And, like, I don't know. I wouldn't trade up for a quarterback. Like, if Matt Corral's sitting there and we're not trading up for Kyle Hamilton, Sauce Gardner, David Ajabo's off the board, maybe Nakobe Dean's off the board, Corral's still sitting there, maybe. I would consider that. I wouldn't be upset with that selection. But, I mean, you know, you look at Russell Wilson, you look at, like, there's going to be options, there's going to be trades that could be, and just to close it right now, because I really want to go watch that game. And obviously there'll be on the new channel, which TBD. I'll be sharing links, all that stuff. I'll be able to go into more depth and detail on my thoughts here, expand upon them. But the easiest way for me to describe to people that want to know what C4 thinks about the Eagles going forward is that we lost this game badly. We were embarrassed badly in this game because the other team's DC said, we're going to make their quarterback have to play like a quarterback. If that's what all it takes for you to get exposed and for you to have a non-functioning offense, you're at your ceiling. Jalen Hurts most likely is at his ceiling right now. And as long as he's at his ceiling right now and other teams just say, we're going to have to make your quarterback throw the ball if you want to beat us, and we can't do that like we couldn't do today, your franchise is at its ceiling. Like, I don't think any amount of, if Philly went 3 fucking wide receivers in a row in the first round, that would change. Because we just don't have a good quarterback. I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts is a bad quarterback. I'm just saying he's not a franchise quarterback. I don't know. Eagles Twitter likes to defend him. They like to baby him. Maybe end up being wrong. Maybe this is like some sort of Rocky moment where Jalen Hurts takes from this loss, goes to Mexico, adds, 10 more miles per hour on this throw velocity so he can actually hit throws in proper windows, on proper timing. Maybe he learns how to throw with a little bit of anticipation. Maybe he learns how to stand behind an elite offensive line, stay in the pocket, and throw it. Maybe he does that, and he proves me wrong. And I'm at that point where I want to make it clear I'm not anti-Hurts. If you told me that Jalen Hurts, much like Darius Leonard, would look at my videos and use that as motivation to become an all-pro player, let's go. Win me some freaking games, Jalen Hurts. Make me some money so I can bet on the Eagles as underdogs going forward because no one thinks you can throw the football given what you've shown so far. But until that happens, I just think we need a quarterback. We need a quarterback. So let me know what you guys think about in the comment section below. That'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. See you on the next one. Go Niners. Peace out.